Hey guys, it's Team Rocket. We just got back from the regional in not San Jose. It's usually San Jose. We went to the regional in Reno. It was pretty small. I think it was just over 200 people, which was strange for me because my regional, I don't think I've been to one smaller than like 550. So it was kind of a nice experience, just kind of a smaller venue, a little more laid back. My matchup, I was playing Heroes. So here's some. So I was playing Heroes. My first three matchups were against Satellars. I started out 0-2. Basically, I don't know what happened with my deck, but there was a game where my first 12 cards were something like this. Let's see. And this asshole right here. There's a game, I'm playing Satellars, and like this is like all that I saw. I mean, it was a miracle I survived as long as I did. I mean, it was a joke. Like, this is unplayable. So there was the games where I lost, and it was because there was absolutely nothing I can do about it. So this deck needs to be changed. I'll go over some of the things that I think will help. But like I said, there were games where I just like got scraped. So I lost rounds 1 and 2 against Satellars. I played Satellars in round 3, and my deck just like all of a sudden got on track. Like I 2-0'd Satellars in game 3. Game 4, I 2-0'd Necros. Round 5, I played against Ritual Beasts, which is a really, really tough matchup. I went 2-1 against the Ritual Beasts. Round 6, I got 2-0'd by Shadalls. Basically that game, or I think it was game 1, I just got OTK'd. And then game 2, I opened Thunder King set 4, which is like good, right? Well, he goes Raigeki, summon Denko. And then I got attacked 5 times with the Denko, and I drew nothing playable. So that's just, you know, I guess that happens. Denko beat down. And then round 6, I beat a Constellar deck, not Satellars, it was Constellars. He got wrecked by Crush Card. There was one hand where I go first. It was game 3, so I set Shadow Mist and Crush Card and some other back row. And he opens and he goes, Rhoda for monster, Tenki for monster, Pot of Duality for a monster. And I activated the Crush Card, and he lost 4 cards from his hand, and he was left with a Lightning Vortex and a Veiler, and he just scooped from there, so that was pretty much a blowout. So I'll show you guys what I played, and I'll go over some of the changes. So I played the 3 Shadow Mist, the 2 Bubble Man, and 1 Blaze Man. I cut Alias. I think that Alias might need to go back in here, because there are some games, like against like a Denko or something, where if you have a Blaze Man, the only play you have against a Denko with a Blaze Man is just to like set it, right? But if you have an Alias, you can summon this, pitch the Alias, and just run it over. But Blaze Man was pretty good. His primary purpose all day was to bait out a Mind Crush, because if you search with Shadow Mist and you think they have a Mind Crush, you don't want to waste a Bubble Man on it, really. So I would search the Blaze Man. Since Blaze Man came out the day before, nobody knew what this did. So I would just let them, you know, they would read it and then they would just Mind Crush this. So you guys don't know, when this card is a normal summon, you add a Polymerization from your deck to your hand. And then the second effect is you can send a monster from the deck to the graveyard, elemental hero from the deck to the graveyard, and search. So Blaze Man's pretty good. Polymerization's okay in the deck. I played 1 Summoner Monk. This will probably go back to 2. I cut it because I thought I was being cute. But you do have the free polymerization sometimes. And like I said, with those hands where it's like you just draw like all of your mass changes, all of your lances, all your MSTs, and no monsters, this would give you an opportunity to turn useless spells into monsters. So I think this needs to be 2. Probably 1 Goblinberg and 1 Goldfish. So there's 3 Rhodas in here. So my thought was, in my opening hand, I had 5 chances to draw basically a Goblinberg effect, right? Either one of these 2 would be my opening hand. Whereas before I was playing 2 Goblinberg and 3 Rhoda, which was the same thing in your opening hand. Now I know late game you can't search Goldfish with Rhoda, but at least your opening turn Darklaw play is just as live as it would be with 2 Goblinberg. But Goldfish gives you an added bonus in that he does have a 2000 defense if you have to set him. And he's also a water target, and you play depolymerization. So that's why I went with the Goldfish over the second Goblinberg, and I think I would leave that. This is one card that I thought would be really good, and it was trash. The problem with Myrmelio is that I was using it to search for Trap Hole Nightmare, because I thought Nightmare was going to be a really good card, and it is. The problem with Nightmare is if your opponent knows you have it, they will play around it. So searching a Nightmare with a Myrmelio is awful. This is better as a surprise factor. So I think what I'll do is I'll play a second Nightmare and cut the Myrmelio, because this didn't help. I mean, it was kind of nice getting the Bottomless, because that, like, there's not a whole lot of ways to play around a Bottomless, especially when this is on the field. But searching the Nightmare is just not a good play. Thunder King. My deck did 3 things. There's 3 things my deck did all day. It bricked, it played heroes amazingly well, or it played Thunder King amazingly well. So I mean, I had wins where it was just like summon Thunder King, set a few cards. Against the Necros player, I had Thunder King game 1, and I had it was like Lance and Call the Haunted, and he had Dark Hole twice and still couldn't get rid of the Thunder King. So I mean, I beat him game 1, and then game 2 I sided, and then my side just blows out Necros. So Thunder King's pretty good. Onto the spells. 3 Reinforcement of the Army. I did play the E-Call because when you play tutors like this, and you get Mind Crushed, that's bad for you. But if, for example, you search with something like this, or a Blazeman, you've gone +1 in the searching, and they'll actually take a minus by going Mind Crush on like a Polymerization or the hero that you search with this. But because you're not going plus with a Rhoda or an E-Call, they're actually breaking even when they Mind Crush. That's why I didn't play the 3 E-Call, for fear of Mind Crushes. But then again, I was having problems not drawing monsters, so maybe the other monk will help with that. I'll let you guys know. But I'm, for now, in favor of just playing 3 Rhodas. You do have the 3 Hero Lives. This is great. I always sided out the 3rd one because of, playing into time. You don't want to pay all those life points. Also, if you're going second, you do not want to have to a Hero Lives into like 3 or 4 back row. I had to do that a couple times, and it's not a fun thing to do because it'll get Nova'd or Emptiness or something bad will happen. Oh, I'm missing some cards here. Hold on. Here we go. The 3 Mask Change. I mean, there were some times during the day that I wanted to play like a form change, just because you want to have the 4th one just to OTK somebody. But the extra deck space is too tight to make that work. The 1 Mask Charge. This is so clutch. I had one game where I had no cards. I drew, and he had a, what did he have on the field? He had a mistake on the field. And I drew, and my draw was a Hero Lives. So I paid half my life points, which was like 725 life points or something ridiculous like that. And my draws were like this, and another Mask Change. And I had a Bowman and a Mask Change in the graveyard. How does that work? Something like that. I basically drew this and another card, and the guy got OTK'd. Like, this is absurd late game. The Polymerization, obviously, is searched with the Blazeman. Book of Moon, 2 Lance, and 2 MSTs. I did like this. There were a lot of main deck floodgates. Like this got chained to Anti-Spell Fragrances and Mistake and things. So I think the MST at 2 is fine. My plan with cutting the 3rd one was I play Call of the Haunteds, and that this would become my other MST. I never once destroyed a back row with this. This is complete trash. So this is coming out. So maybe I'll put the 3rd MST in here as well. but I do run tight on space. I'll just kind of show you guys that here in just a moment. And then obviously the Regeki. This is clutch. I'm actually considering Dark Holes or Smashing Grounds as well because that's so good. Then let's see. 3 Call Haunted. The idea with this was, again, the Remelio being able to pop things, getting those Blaze Man and Shadow Mist searches off, and also just that Thunder King is like really annoying if they can't get off the board and you just have all these Call to Haunteds. I actually would have played an Oasis as well, but I couldn't find one before the event, kind of random. There's the one Trap Hole Nightmare, and then the Bottomless. These are great, no complaints there. Compulse, it's a little underwhelming, but I mean, there's sometimes you have to get a construct off the field or something, and it helps. Also a tempo card. Played 2 Fiendish Chains. The Necros player was telling me that I beat him just because of the Fiendish Chains. I think Thunder King might have had something to do with it. But game 1, I kind of put him in a bad spot where he had to summon a Bryonic, and then it got Fiendish Chained, so he lost that game. And then he had to, game 2, he summoned a Senju, and that got Fiendish Chained, and he said he needed that search, and he like would have been able to play, but so those are good. Mirror Force, Emptiness, and Torrential. That's the rest of the main deck. I'll go through the side and extra real quick. My free Stratus token. So I played the Acid and the Absolute Zero, the Anki and 2 Dark Law. I never needed a 3rd Dark Law. You don't need it. Adoration was pretty good. He's a big beater at 28, and then you can also mass change him into any of these guys. So I don't regret the Adoration. I think that was good. Pepillo Operative. This serves 2 purposes. One, flipping up your opponent's monsters and getting damage in. Also, people will Book of Moon your Dark Law, and you just summon this and flip it back up. Turning those floodgates back on is pretty good. Excalibur, Laval Chain. I don't think I made... Oh, I did make Laval Chain a couple times. I made Laval Chain actually a lot to send a Mask Change to the graveyard, so I can use Mask Charge to get it back. That's pretty good. Exciton Knight. I didn't use this. I don't think I used this. Arc, Castel, 103. I didn't get to draw off this once, but I think it's a good card. Karen Gorgon and Abyss Dweller. Abyss Dweller is okay. It did help a little bit. I didn't play any BAs. I think that this will become a cowboy. I had actually, there was 2 or 3 games where I had my opponent he was at 800 life points twice and 600 life points another time, and I had to give him another turn. Oh, and there's another one where I left the Necros player at 50, but he ended up scooping. He had 50 life points and he just picked it up. But I could end those games with Cowboy, but I didn't have it. So on to the side deck. MST, good. I mean, side of this in against Tellers. 2 Defusions. This came in against Shadal's, and I never saw it. This is amazing. Smashing Grounds. Pulling the Rugs. I mean, Tellers can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! With this. I even sided in against Necros because of the Senju Manju. The 3 Mind Crush. The 1 Crush Card Virus. I mean, you side in these 4, you're going to be able to just be in your opponent's hand the whole time. And then I played a Blade Edge. Now, this is actually, I'm serious about this. This isn't a joke. When you have a Blaze Man, let's say you get Jin locked, right? You have so many ways to search out a Blaze Man. You can get it with the Shadow Mists or the Rotos. You can normal summon this, send this to the graveyard. This becomes 26, and you can just run over the Colossalus. So it's out to the Jinlock. And then you also have this in the graveyard for your 3 Call the Haunteds, where you can bring this back and then just like punch through defensive monsters at 26 with Piercing. This also gets over Ophion. You just normal summon the Blaze Man, pitch this, run it over. Also get you out of Winda. So I do think Blade Edge is really good. I sided it in a couple times and never saw it, unfortunately, or never needed it, because you'll see Blaze Man way before you see this because while you're searching. So anyway, I will make some changes to the deck, like I said, and I'll test it a little bit and let you guys know. But overall, it was pretty good. I went X3. I mean, it's not good, but I'll take it. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time. All right, bye.